This week 3 fantasy football and Thursday night football cap and yap edition of the Stephie Smalls Show on the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with code SMALLS. Also, check out the SGPN app in your app store for easy access to all of our free picks and props. Let's yap.
Stephie touch balls, betting it all on the power bottom false top drop the football. Like hopes they've been teasing, they're missing the fall season. ACL twisted, bank account freezing, but Smalls caught the shots like some more cool reason. Leaderboard rising while the slot machine's ringing. She's slinging player stats like Nostradamus. $100 bills raining down upon us.
Hello, happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Stephie Smalls Show. I'm Stephie Smalls. Nice little slate we got going here. Pump and dumps, fantasy football Tuesdays, honestly, on the show. Listener questions with J Mark, and then fake tops, power bottoms, and some more Circa Millions talk with Ryan. I'll stick some Thursday night football cap and yap in there as well. So without further ado, host of the Old Fashioned Football Show and part of the SGPN family. You guys know him. It's J Mark. How's it going, J Mark?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. What's going on with your Bears?
I wish I knew. I really wish I knew. Yeah, you know what? All I can say, I saw a funny post today. The Chiefs are 0-2 as well. So, I mean, not all hope is lost.
There you go. There you go. What do you think? Caleb, what do we think about Caleb? Ben Johnson?
I mean,
like, what do you think is going wrong? Like from like a fan standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it's a complex offense that Ben Johnson runs, so sure, it's going to take time.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like that that Minnesota game, week 1, we looked good for 3 quarters, and then we gave up. I feel like the halftime adjustments in both games, Minnesota and Detroit, were terrible. Yeah. And so it's like, does Ben Johnson have what it takes to be the head coach to make those adjustments? You would think being around Dan Campbell, he would. But he hasn't yet. And then Caleb, once he starts getting pressure, he looks a little panicked, which it's hard to blame him. Last year, sacked 68 times. That's third most in the NFL history. So I get it. But at the same time, it's time to prove yourself, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. What are you thinking about this game this week? I think people are a little bit surprised that you guys are favored to win that game. Do you have any thoughts on it? It's kind of, you see Dallas's defense, and it should be a spot where Ben Johnson could take advantage of that. You just saw Russell Wilson put up crazy numbers. So you'd think that this is a good little, let's straighten out these, the kinks that we've had so far.
Yeah. I mean, I myself was shocked to see that, that we were favored. I get that it's in Chicago, but we're out our top cornerback, Jalen Johnson, indefinitely with a groin injury. Yeah. So I think CeeDee Lamb is going to feed off of us. And yeah, I don't know if I understand it. I also think, who knows Caleb Williams better than Matt Eberflus? And now he's running the defense, and he's likely he knows what frustrates Caleb. So I think he's going to frustrate him.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. We took a look at that for our Circa contest. We'll see where we land by the end of the week. Fantasy football, waiver wire usually goes through. So we got to talk some waiver wire. Who are you looking at this week to pick up? Is there one that stands out to you right away?
Well, sometimes things don't make sense. And one of those things is Dan Jones is only rostered in 35% of leagues. I know you love talking about Dan Jones. But he's finished QB3 and QB7. That's a top 10 quarterback that's available in 65% of leagues. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, you know what? I can't. And one of the listener questions was from Eric Feldstein. He asked, I waited on QB in one of my leagues. Is it time to pick up Daniel Jones? It's like he's QB2 on the season right now. Yeah. They play the Titans next week, then Rams and Raiders. It probably is, especially if you're someone who, had a JJ McCarthy over Dan Jones type situation. Yeah. It's right now, looking at waivers, you're really between picking up Dan Jones, Mac Jones, or Russell Wilson. Those are the options there right now. So I don't hate it at all. Where are you at with Daniel Jones doing this as far as the rest of the season, though? I don't know that I want him to be the only rostered quarterback that I have, and that might be my own trauma with him. But I do think at some point, defenses, we might start planning a little bit better for Daniel Jones too.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. I like him definitely short term. Long term, can he keep it going? I mean, that's kind of been
Yeah,
the issue with his career, right?
right,
The
of course.
questions of can he keep at this? But I think that he's in a good spot. I was high on the Colts coming into this season. I was actually on VSiN, and they asked like, which favorite in a division are you least confident in? And it was the Texans. And my reasoning was, I think the Colts are going to be better than advertised with
Yeah,
Aaron Jones. And I got some DMs of people thinking I was a little crazy.
of
And right
course.
now I look smart. We'll see if that lasts though.
Yeah, absolutely. There was two guys I mentioned last week because a lot of people you see the same waiver wire pickups all over the place. Last week
Yeah.
I had mentioned two receivers that I think I want to mention again on this show for people that are still looking for them. A Umanor with Tennessee on
Yep.
ESPN, he has 6% ownership. He's had back-to-back weeks now with 6+ targets, highest scoring Tennessee wide receiver in fantasy right now. They talked about him all preseason, gassing him up. I think that him and Cam have really nice chemistry. He's going to become I said this yesterday, one of my automatic longest reception guys until the books get smart, because we're not going to see these low numbers like we've seen the last 2 weeks. And almost at a 25% target share on the season. So I think for people looking for, I don't know who you have that might get injured, if you're a little bit nervous about the Higgins, Chase, Browning, which I don't know if people should be as concerned as they are. I think a Umanor is a really, really nice option.
Yeah, absolutely. I had him written down here for one to give out. The other one I had for wide receivers was Troy Franklin.
Yep.
On Sleeper, he's only rostered in 8% of leagues. He's got 15 targets through 2 games. So
Yep.
I think chasing those targets, especially with Bo Nix, I'm a believer. So I definitely think that's a smart move. And even if it is, I mean, starting week 4, we got bye weeks coming up after that, right? So you got to start planning your bye weeks. There are going to be injuries, and every now and then you just got to take a flyer on a guy in your flex spot.
Yeah, absolutely. He was on here for me as well. You look at 80% snaps played, like through these week 2, he's leading the team in receiving. I mean, everything about this screams they like Troy Franklin. He's going to be a role. Listen, I have Cortland Sutton in leagues. He had 1.6 points last week. That's not going to do it. So
Right.
I'm going to need that to either fix, or it's going to be a Troy Franklin coming off the taxi squad type deal. The other guy I mentioned last week that I'm going to mention again, not that I say a lot of nice things about the New York Giants, Wandale Robinson looks good, and they're using him. 18 targets through 2 weeks. Russ is following through with what he was saying about Wandale all offseason. He seemed to praise him and Scadaboo a little bit more than maybe everyone. Obviously, he knows that Neighbors is fantastic, but maybe, some guys that people were not expecting. He's averaging 19.8 points per game here in fantasy. He has the last week, not that, again, that I'm a big PFF person, but the best PFF grade of his career. Like, there's a lot to like about Wandale too, because the game scripts for the Giants are always going to lend themselves well to someone like this, because they're going to be playing from behind quite frequently here. And he just seems to be going to him. Like, I was surprised to see how many times he's like 6 in receiving yards across the league. So 29% on ESPN, still a nice option. I know it feels icky sometimes to grab a Giants player, but he's obviously getting the work.
Yeah, absolutely. He was somebody last year that the target share just kept creeping up and creeping up. And they've continued to make him part of the plan. He's especially valuable in a PPR league. So, I love that play.
Absolutely. Is there another one you're looking at here?
If we want to look at running backs, there's a couple. I mean, obviously, Tootin, now that Tank Bigsby is gone, he only played 25% of the snap share, but he had 8 carries, 42 yards, 2 catches, 32 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, that's good numbers to chase for a backup that'll probably sit on your bench unless there's an injury. I also like Tyler Algier out of the Falcons, 10 carries week 1, 16 week 2. I mean, they want to keep him involved, and as they should. I mean, it keeps Bijan healthy, and he's a heck of a running back. So I think I would pick him up. He's only rostered on Sleeper in 33% of leagues.
Yeah. And again, like, he's another one. And the guy that I'm going to mention, I like these handcuffs that also have standalone value. Like, if you had to play Algier in a flex spot 1 week because of, for whatever reason, unexpected, you have like a bunch of guys out, it's a bye week, whatever it is, like, they are using him too. He's getting red zone work. They do like him. He's on the field. So I think that's a good one. Trey Benson is the one that I think I mentioned him again last week, but he's still rostered like 50% on ESPN. ESPN. He's also getting a lot of receiving work. So 55% route participation, 6 targets, second to Trey McBride on the targets. I might have typed this out here. Maybe that was just last week. I think it was. Career high with the snap count this past week as well. So I think Trey Benson is someone who, again, has standalone value if you do need to put him in a flex spot.
Yeah, and leading up to the season, James Conner said, hey, I know Benson's going to get more work, and I want him to get more work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a guy that he's going to get involved, and even the RB1, he knows, hey, he's going to get involved, and I want him to. So that's a good situation to be in.
Absolutely. Anyone else you want to mention here?
Last one I have is, aside from Browning, because he did play well 2 years ago when he came in for Joe Burrow, and he does have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. I mean, they got the weapons, but for tight end, he's a little bit high on the roster ownership here is Zach Ertz, 53% sleeper.
I like it.
But he had 8 targets last week. He's had a touchdown every week. This is a guy that knows the offense. He's already got the chemistry. He's a solid tight end that even if maybe you had George Kittle, well, pick up Ertz and throw him in and you can still get good points. You're not going, well, I hope my tight end gets me 3 or 4,
Yeah, absolutely. I love that there. And he seems to just be like, he's a reliable guy for Jaden. And we saw that kind of build as last season creeped on. And then we're seeing it already this year. Eckler's gone. So I like that call. Chig is one that I almost mentioned, but let's get to some listener questions. Before we do that, we're brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Great motto. Bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag. Promo code SMALLS for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code SMALLS. We're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Since Novig is an exchange, you know you're getting some of the best prices in the market. Novig is available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig. Promo code SGPN. And then some of these questions I want to get to, and this is one that's all over Twitter right now. I think BTJ is another name that people are asking similar questions to. This comes from M7 Sterling. Is it time to panic on AJ Brown?
I don't think so, because he still is a stud. I know they run the ball a lot, so there is always that to factor in, but I do think when they need to throw the ball, it's going to be AJ Brown. Last week or week 1, he had 1 catch for 7 yards, and I was a little worried, but then they at least ramped up the catches. The yards just haven't been there. I think that's going to correct itself and fix it. I have him in multiple leagues, and I'm not too worried yet. Keyword yet.
Yeah, I think too, we've seen him start seasons like this too, where he's not heavily involved. And the thing with the Eagles is, and I think I remember people kind of talking like this at the beginning of last season, like, the Eagles are going to throw the ball when they have to throw the ball. If they don't have to throw the ball to win the game, they're not going to throw the ball. That's not what you're going to get out of this team. So I think all they're doing is just being the Eagles. Like, if they don't need to, they're not going to do it. So I think you obviously, you know what you're getting into when you draft AJ Brown. Currently wide receiver 82, which sounds scary, but I think that it's not time to panic. I'm kind of there on Brian Thomas Jr., because if you spent the draft capital on these guys, even though AJ Brown was going a little bit later than I was a little surprised to see where he went this past preseason. But if you spent the draft capital on Brian Thomas Jr., you got to give it at least another week before you start thinking about it, because maybe he just puts it together, because you'll be so mad at yourself if you bench him and then he ends up like figuring it out. It doesn't look great, but still, I would just relax for a second.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they will kind of work that out. They have a lot of options and they're spreading the ball around a lot, but I do think that Brian Thomas Jr., I think he's one of those guys that you got to be patient with. And like you said, you can't bench him and you can't trade him because his value is as low as it's ever been right now. So there's no point in trying to trade him, in my opinion, unless you get a really good offer. So just got to trust it and hope that it pans out.
Yeah, absolutely. Next question comes from SimSimBK. If you had to choose between Carson Wentz or Mac Jones to start, which way are you going?
Ooh, that's rough. Both of them have really good coaching staffs. I mean, they have that going for them. So I think both can succeed. I just don't know if Wentz has enough left in him. That's my biggest concern there. I
Yeah.
think Mac Jones looked pretty good. I mean, when they came out and they almost refused to run the ball, they were throwing with Mac Jones. I was like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? Run
Yeah.
you have one of the best running backs in the league. Run the ball. Get him
Yeah.
comfortable. But they didn't need to, and he did all right. I think he's going to continue to get more comfortable. So I like Mac Jones.
Yeah, I think I'm probably with you. And again, like there might be other options. I don't know if they have another option on waiver wire. I might go that direction. But the thing with the Vikings too is like until we see Darisaw back, I don't feel good about that O line. It doesn't feel great. So I know KOC is this quarterback whisperer, and we'll see what that looks like this week. They are playing a weak defense, but I probably lean Mac Jones for like that feels like a little bit safer than Carson does right now.
Yeah, and I don't think Carson is going to be able to evade that pass rush better than McCarthy. And I do worry that if Wentz gets hit one too many times, does he end up with another back injury? I mean, I hate to put that on him, but he's a little fragile.
Yeah, I hear you. This is from Brandon at Mayo 11 Sauce. Does Chase Brown's value go up or down with Burrow out? I think people are very panicked about Chase Brown because I think we need to just sort of like chill out a little bit. I think Chase Brown is going to be fine.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. One of the reasons I like Jamar Chase, their wide receiver, is because 2 years ago and last year, when Burrow has dealt with these injuries, his value does not drop much. It's because he's such a good receiver. Defense has still got to account for him. They still got to account for T. Higgins. Therefore, it's not like they can just stack the box to stop the run. So I think Chase Brown is going to be fine. Plus, he catches passes out of the backfield.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think maybe he gets a little bit of a bump up, but again, like Browning is very serviceable. Like he's probably one of the better backup quarterbacks in the league for like, if you look at all these teams, I've been to 2 Browning games and he played very good games both times that I was there. So I think I'm fine with Chase Brown right now. Like, again, he's another guy. If you drafted him pretty high. So you probably just need to keep starting these guys. It's not till like after week 3, week 4 that if you have to bench these guys, then it's a different story. This comes from David. Wandale or Franklin, rest of season for bench depth. It's probably Franklin for me, but I'm
going Wandale. I just think that the targets are there. I think that we saw last year he can be reliable.
That's true.
And they have to stop Malik Neighbors. He is one of the best receivers in the NFL right now. So they got to focus on him, and that's going to continue to leave Wandale open.
Yeah, I actually think I'm with you. I'm not gonna get bullied by my own thoughts here. I think Wandale is the right move. All right, this last one here comes from Gopher Boy J. Should I start Stafford versus Philly, or if my Goff claim goes through, should I start him versus the Ravens? I don't love either matchup.
I don't either. I think I would lean towards Goff, though he's coming off of obviously a very big game against my Bears. So don't expect those types of points. But they continue to put the Lions in position to succeed, and their players continue to succeed fantasy football wise. So I think I would go Goff if I had to choose between those two.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at as well. Baltimore is giving up a lot of points to opposing quarterbacks. I was a little bit surprised looking at that. I think their defense is figuring a couple pieces out there. And I think that game has, like, just thinking about game scripts of both, like, I think that game has bigger shootout potential than the Eagles-Rams game, because I think that's going to be a little bit, like, that's going to be more defense focused there. So I think I would rather roll with Goff here.
Yeah. Eagles, Rams, one of those war of attrition games. They're going to be running it, slugging it out, trying to wear each other down.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little Thursday night football here. The 0-2 very stinky, very not good Miami Dolphins are at the 2-0 Buffalo Bills. The Bills are 12.5-point favorites. I see a couple of bucks hanging 11.5. Miami is plus 575 on the money line. The total is at 49.5. Buffalo just spanked the Jets. Miami is off a gross loss to New England. It's interesting because usually when we see, these massive spreads for a divisional game on a Thursday, I don't want to do it. I don't know that I don't feel like that right here. You look at Miami, they've allowed 66 total points to the Colts and the Pats. The Colts and the Pats are not in the same conversation as the Bills for me. So I struggle to follow along with this double-digit divisional bullshit that we usually say.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is a gross game to pick just because Miami could be annoying and try to hang around for a while. I like the over. That's my best play on the board for this game. I think that Buffalo's defense hasn't been superb. Miami looked a little bit more put together last week, so I think they could put up some points, and we know Buffalo's going to score. So yeah, I like the over. But I am kind of riding with the Bills here. I think that that's what makes sense. You can't fade them at this point. Josh Allen playing great football, obviously. I said on Old Fashioned Football coming into the season that he was my top pick for MVP again. There's just something about this feels like their year. It just feels like their year. They're finally going to make the Super Bowl and actually win one.
I love it. You look at I like the Buffalo team total over 30.5 minus 120. Again, Miami's defense is disturbingly bad. And in the last games played against Miami, they scored at least 30 points there. So I think they can get over that number here. Miami's been solid on the ground, but I don't know what there is to love about this Miami team. They looked a little better offensively last week. I can give them that. But again, it's not that we're not playing the Bills.
And I'm worried about their coach after that press conference. What did he say? To win games, you got to win games?
Yeah. What the hell was that?
I'm not sure.
Is he okay? I don't know. It's crazy. Did you look at any props here for this game?
I didn't look at any, but you got to go James Cook anytime touchdown. That seems like an easy one. And I like taking right now Keon Coleman's over on whatever it is, yards, catches. I think that's a guy that he's getting that chemistry this year that he didn't seem to have anyways last year with Josh Allen. Bailed him out a little bit more in week 1. And I think he's going to continue to get rewarded for that.
Absolutely. It was hard for me to find any Dolphins players that I personally want to put my own money on. The only thing that I looked at, I don't mind Achan's longest rush at over 13.5 at minus 112. If you wanted to look at the receptions over 5.5 plus 115, I also wouldn't knock you for that. It's a little bit steep. He's had 13 targets, 11 receptions through 2 weeks. He kind of spiked last week, though, with 10 targets. So I think that could go either direction. Other bets I looked at, I liked Keon Coleman's longest reception. Obviously, I bet a ton of those there. Dalton Kincaid's longest reception over 15.5 minus 104. Gone over this the first 2 weeks. He's not getting a ton of work, but he's good for one longer reception a game. Same thing with Dawson Knox here. They set that at 9.5. I bet that this morning. It was the first bet I made. That's at minus 119. He's had receptions of 12 yards, 2 straight games. You saw what the Dolphins did against tight ends. So Austin Hooper at along of 22, Mo Alley Cox along of 20, and Warren along of 21. And then Mr. James Cook, longest rush, also over 14.5 minus 105. And I like his receiving yards to go over the 10.5 minus 110. He's only gone over this once, but we've only played twice. So we saw what Stevenson did last week, and 10.5 is a low number.
Yeah, absolutely. And his longest rush, I would smash that right now. That seems like a easy bet against this Dolphins defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Any final thoughts about the Thursday night football game before I let you get out of here?
Just Bills are gonna win the Super Bowl this year. Bet it now.
Yeah, there we go. I love it. Let everyone know where they can find you, what days the show is on, and I'll let you get out of here.
Yeah, Old Fashioned Football, co-host it with my wife. We talk NFL news, bets, fantasy, a little bit of everything, plus whiskey. We do whiskey reviews every show, drinking Old Fashioned, and then review the whiskey in it. We've had distiller interviews, so check those out. Usually smaller places, kind of getting their name out there, but some really good whiskeys out there at the craft distilleries that people don't know. So check that out. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff at Old Fashioned FB on Twitter.
Awesome. I appreciate you coming on, J Mark.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
This weekend.
Yeah. Cheers.
Underdog is a great place to play Pick'em, where you can win up to 500x your entry. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats, available for a ton of sports. We hit our slip last night, I think, because it was 3 legs. I didn't do anything too crazy. We hit a nice, I think it was 5.1x your money. So we're going to go with another 3 legs for tomorrow night. Dawson Knox, higher 9.5, longest reception. Achan, higher 3.5 receptions. And James Cook, higher 14.5, longest rush. It's going to get you 3.9x your monies. Underdog's got a brand new offer for customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with code SMALLS. Rhythm is off to a great start in college football and the NFL. Rhythm has introduced a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you could win $1,000. I'm going to give out a college bet. How about that? That's probably a horrible idea, right? That's okay. We're going to see. They have these smart signal bets, and I saw an underdog that I like. CSU plus 4.5 at home, minus 110. They also like that Broncos Chargers under 45.5. If you guys are looking for a total bet at minus 110, that's a nice little sharp rhythm sharp under. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use promo code SGPN25. It's extra extra holes time with producer Ryan. I see everyone in the chat. If you sent in a fantasy question on my Instagram, I will get back to you after the show. I know I didn't get to all of them, but I will answer you via DM.
She's on it. What's up, Steph?
How's it going? How's your dog's diarrhea?
Yes, my dog has been having diarrhea. I had to take her to the vet today, and she's already much better. They gave her a shot of something to calm her stomach.
Okay, good.
For all of our viewers who are really
concerned,
worried about my Chihuahua, she's great. My rug will never be the same.
The rug, has seen better days. Pour it out
for such a small Chihuahua. So much poop came out.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's
good stuff. It's good stuff. You want to start with fake tops and power bottoms, or do you want to talk about Circa first?
Let's talk fake tops, power bottoms. These are the teams that we think are going to fall, or power bottoms going to rise.
I don't feel good about a lot of teams. I'm going to be honest. This was a hard little activity to do. I think fake tops, I have to go with the Colts, and I don't want to keep saying this.
I had the Colts on my list too.
They stick out as when you look at the teams that are 2-0. I went and looked at all the teams that are 2-0, and the only 2 teams that I didn't feel great about were the Colts and the Bengals. Those were the only 2-0 teams that I was like, maybe it'll go another way.
Yeah, well, especially with the Bengals losing Joe Burrow, I feel like they're gonna.
I guess maybe it's not as big of a deal as it seems.
What?
I don't know. I don't feel like it's as.
You think Browning?
I feel like Browning is serviceable. I feel like he's done fine.
He's serviceable, but Burrow is supposed to be a star.
Isn't he coming back? When is his little? What is it? His ink? What does he do? His toe?
They put him on IR.
Okay.
How long is that?
At least 4 weeks. 4 games, probably.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. Is there a fake top that I'm not thinking of that you?
Yeah, my team. The Cardinals.
That's fair.
They are 100% a fake top going 2-0 against the Saints and the Panthers.
You're right. And
they let them come back in both games.
Yeah, we see them fall.
It went
off.
down to the final seconds. I don't know what
You
their
can't do that.
deal is. Their defense will start off in the first half doing well. They look like they were posed to dominate in the beginning of that game. They started off with 2 turnovers, and then the Panthers just came clawing back. It was insane.
Yeah. I don't know why they do that. Why is that like it's such a Cardinals thing? And then when Cliff was still the coach too, I would be like, oh, it's Cliff halfway through the season. Cliff. And it's like, okay, I don't know. Maybe it's just a Cardinals thing, actually.
I mean, it hasn't always been a Cardinals thing, but it has been ever since Kyler Murray's been there.
That's true. So is it a Kyler thing?
But this thing,
3 months like, for Burrow? Yeah, they're a fake top. We're out.
Yeah, totally. They're out.
3 months?
Yeah.
That's a long fucking time.
But I also kind of feel like all of the 2-0 teams in the NFC West are a little bit of fake tops. I don't feel great about the Rams. Definitely don't feel good about the 49ers with Mac Jones.
Yeah. Again, like how many weeks do you get out of these backups before it's like, oh yeah, they're a backup. That's why they don't start anywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And the Cardinals play the 49ers in San Francisco this week. So that'll be an interesting, who of these fake tops are going to win? Like with Mac Jones and no George Kittle.
I looked at, for power bottoms, I went and looked at the 0-2 teams. And there's really like none that I would like. Okay, there's 2 that probably stand out when we look at the 0-2 teams.
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs, obviously, because they're the Chiefs.
Yes.
So, like, I think you have to call them a power bottom just because they're the Chiefs. They're starting slow. Again, they're another team where it's like, oh, the Chiefs didn't win. They're starting slow. And then they're just put their foot on the gas like halfway.
Yeah. And I do feel like they've played 2 really good teams. Obviously, the Eagles.
Right.
And I think the Chargers are legit this year.
And they get to play the Giants. So that should be like, there shouldn't be an issue there. Take care of business. Even though I told you before the show started, apparently the only team that the Chiefs have ever beaten on the road is the Giants.
Have never beaten, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Doesn't even make sense.
That is a crazy stat.
It's a crazy stat. But again, I don't know what it means.
Who are these nerds that look all that up? That's what I want to know.
I think, and now it's getting worse since ChatGPT because like everyone has way too much access to like they don't have to dig for these things. They just ask a robot and it gives it to them. The only other team that, and maybe I'm giving them another 2 weeks before I'm like totally gonna jump off ship. I think the Texans, I know everyone wants to knock them, but I do think they showed glimmers last night that were like, okay, you can be a good team. Like everything is there that you need. That defense is tough. We need Stroud to kind of figure it out there. The play calling is not great. The offensive line still is struck. Like there's reasons to very much hate them, but I think that they showed enough where like I think we see them improve as the season goes on.
I definitely think they're going to improve.
I don't think they're going to like rise crazy.
Of all the 0-2 teams besides the Chiefs, I would say they're the most promising to rise. I mean, they're not going to be down with the Titans and the Dolphins and the Jets and the Browns forever.
Yeah, I agree with that. What power bottom do you have?
I mean, my biggest power bottom was the Chiefs.
Chiefs, obviously.
I kind of like, I mean, I see what you're saying with the Texans, but I don't know. It's something about them that just doesn't smell right to me this year.
It is stinky. I agree with that.
A little stinky. And this isn't a traditional 0-2 team, but they are at the bottom of the NFC West. The Seahawks look really good.
Yeah, I thought about them too. They're like an honorable mention for me.
Yeah. The fact that they went into Pittsburgh and were able to dominate that defense like they did in the second half.
Okay, but is Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh is on. I'm watching Pittsburgh this week. I got questions about Pittsburgh. I need Pittsburgh to show me a little something this week. I need them to whoop some ass if they want me to like continue to not be worried about them because I think I'm a little worried about them.
I could see you being worried about them because the Jets looked really bad. I mean, Fields got hurt, but yeah, I don't know. They do smell a little fishy for sure.
And
they are 0-2 against the spread, which we learned very hard.
We did. Should we get into Circa Millions and then get out of here?
Yes. Okay. Real quick before we get into Circa Millions, just had 2 things you sent me that I thought were funny.
Okay.
First of all, Mars.
Did you guys know Mars looks like a titty?
Look at that. That almost seems doctored.
That is a titty. That is a tit. That's a boob. That looks like
You're
a
sure
boob.
Somebody didn't Photoshop that's really Mars.
Are we? Is that Mars? Because Mars is a titty.
Mars does look a titty. And then somebody who seems to be looking at that titty.
Did he take
seriously? He looks like he's on ecstasy right there. Look, and then he just starts pumping.
Is he like? Does he take a blue chew like before? Like I don't understand.
He took a blue chew and ecstasy. He's rolling right
like
there.
I have been like that's what Everett at Coachella looks like. Like what is going on there?
Just licking their.
Yeah. It's
very weird.
I felt like perverted. I felt like pervy watching it.
Yeah. I was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about our Circa picks.
Okay. There's two things that I wanted to talk about here. Okay. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 teams that have yet to cover a spread. I don't know if this changes anything for us. It's the Chiefs, Saints, Steelers, Bears, Broncos, Dolphins, Texans.
Okay.
The Dolphins can go fuck themselves, to be honest. I'm not betting on the Dolphins until like I don't know what they need at all. The Steelers not covering a spread feels concerning. Again.
Yes. I would opt to stay away from that Steelers-Patriots game unless we took the Patriots, but I don't know. That gives me pause. I will say Drake May looked really good in that Dolphins game, but also it's the Dolphins.
Right. Correct. I know you brought up the Rams-Eagles game when we talked yesterday. I think I can get there with the 3.5 with the Rams. Like, I think you could convince me because I think this, like I kind of said with J-Mark, I do think this is going to be very heavily defensive. The Rams defense is playing very, very good. And you
think the Rams side?
You think the other side?
I think the Eagles.
Oh God. Okay. We got to stay with that too.
I mean, they're in Philadelphia.
That's true.
I feel like the Rams, Stafford is 1 hit away from going down.
It could be from them. Okay.
That worries me.
I don't like the 3.5 there at all. I don't think I like that.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, the Eagles overall.
This is going to be another one that is every week going to be like this. Have you changed your opinion on any of these teams? Like any of the lines?
Since we talked yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say Packers.
Juice, I would not do that. I wasn't going to answer any more fantasy questions, but like I would not give JSN for BTJ straight up. But go ahead.
My favorite is the Packers minus 8.5 versus the Browns. I also like the Falcons -6 versus the Panthers, just because the Falcons looked good.
Their pass rush and their defense, like I think, can have Carolina in hell.
Yes. I don't think the Panthers are as good as they showed against the Cardinals. Again, I don't think the Cardinals are very good.
Also, I don't hate. Does Circa have the Seahawks at 7.5?
They don't have the Circa lines up yet.
Okay. I think I would be interested in that game. My concern is that the Saints they keep letting people like hang around. Like I don't like the Saints the Saints keep like hanging around in these games.
Right. They do. But they've been home, and the Seahawks do look really a lot better.
They're at home. Yeah. And their defense figured it out. Like that defense I was talking about that did not show up, definitely showed up this past week.
Now that we're Broncos haters, what do you think about Chargers minus 2.5?
I definitely do not hate it, especially at home.
Because the Chargers look legit last night.
They look really good also.
They do look really good.
They're playing just like very well-rounded football. Like everything they're doing, it looks really good.
Yeah. What are your favorites here?
I think we talked about them.
So you're in agreement on all those?
I think I can be in agreement there. I'm not going to do it, but I don't hate the Giants 6.5. To be honest with you, I really don't think I hate it, but I said we're not betting on them, so we're not betting on them.
Okay. All right. What do you think about the Ravens on Monday night versus the 4.5 against the Lions?
I kind of like the Lions side there.
Really?
I think teams will play each other a little bit closer than this is a classic case of these two just like dueling it out, and then it be like someone just wins on a field goal. I feel like.
We haven't talked about a dog that we like.
We have not, because I don't like a lot of there's not really a home dog that stands out. Titans is a little bit interesting to me, but that's probably me being a hater. Patriots would probably be the only one that I think I like.
I was thinking the same thing, because I don't like the Jets versus. I mean, the Jets are getting 7 against the Bucks.
I know, but what I don't like is Tyrod Taylor playing. Like, I don't like that.
Right.
I kind of like the Jets if Tyrod plays. I'm saying.
No, I don't either. But I thought your new quarterback theory might apply there.
For to take the Jets. Wait, what's the line? Where is that?
The plus 7 Jets.
Yeah, I could maybe get behind that. At this point, we just have to start throwing darts because we're already behind here.
Yeah, we do have to.
We gotta just start fucking doing something. So
we are 4 and 6 right now.
Yeah, amazing.
Which is not great, but
it's not bad.
We can still rally.
Yeah, we can figure it out for sure. I think I like the Raid. I don't hate the Raiders either. I know people hate that, but I don't know. Yeah. That's an interesting one there for me.
I suppose.
We're going to find out. We're going to have a hard time deciding. It's going to be a hard time. Want to get out of here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Please rate and review the podcast. Subscribe. We're recording tomorrow instead of Thursday, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
You got to tweet that out.
I did tweet it out last night, but letting everyone know, due to travel, we're going to do the Thursday show early. So we'll be live again tomorrow, 3 days in a row, 6 p.m. Eastern. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Stephie Smalls Show, sports gambling. Play some bets on winners and catastrophe. If you want to know where to put the money, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday is the place to be.